Program complete. Auto-engage time sequence synchronized.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Jamie Plays with me, Jamie. Today we're going to be starting a new playthrough of a game called Space Haven, which is a space, I guess colony simulator, but you're actually on a ship. And you are trying to kind of keep your people alive, going around doing missions, things like that. So relatively recently they released in the unstable branch the Alpha 20 update. So you can see up here it's saying, for example, coming soon. The truth is I'm already playing on this one, but I'm in the unstable branch, kind of in the development branch. So we are going to start a new game. It's kind of like a RimWorld in space, if you will. And we're going to do a normal game. And I'll start with a basic platform. You can also start with a abandoned mining station, or a small hope, which is, as things were getting desperate on Earth, you remembered your old friend, now a rich baron. You convinced them to spare you one of their older ships and some essential supplies. You've been given a small hope, but you have to build up from there and give yourself a chance to survive. So basically what happened is there's been kind of a cataclysm, and the end of the world's come about and humanity has escaped into space primarily. So I'm going to go with a basic platform and we will go from there. Let's go... let's go with, I think, builder difficulty. Yeah. So I'm not really very familiar with this game either yet. I'm not proficient at it, let's say. So we'll start off with some resources. We'll start off with 4 crew. We've got crafts in our hangars, which we'll get to when we get into the game. And yeah, all of this, we'll just keep the default settings for builder. And now we need to pick our crew. So we definitely need kind of the highest combination of skill sets that we can. So for example, telemarketer, that's your occupation before the apocalypse, and then occupation afterward is bloodlust. Does not feel unsafe in battles, for example. So yeah, this game is kind of like RimWorld. We're going to start off with 4 people. I'm going to randomize. Oh, sorry, I'm going to randomize you. Mining tech. I think that's much better. We also need somebody who's good at construction. Navigator will be useful. Police officer would be useful, but we don't need a police officer and a... yeah, we don't need both a police officer and a sheriff, I think. So let us... you're at weapons 5. You're at weapons 5 as well. You're also okay for medical, research, botany, construction a little bit, navigation, shields, gunners. You can also do piloting and operations, which we're going to... these skills down here are useful for our ship, and piloting our ship. These ones are useful for things like jobs on our ships, as well as, for example, doing research. So this person will be unable to do research tasks. These are their attributes. This is these attributes, for example, bravery, help with various tasks and in various situations, how far you can see, things like that. And then this is their... so, for example, the accuracy, how they are with handguns. This comes from some of a combination of a lot of these things. Make these move these up and down depending. So let's get rid of Jackson, I think, or let's not get rid of, let's randomize Jackson. Somebody who is good at construction, which this person is a 3. I think that is good enough for now. We can also gain people, we can also lose people to death and things. So yeah, I think this is a good kind of well-balanced team. Botany, hopefully we'll find a botanist. I'd like somebody at level 5, because then we can start growing a lot more things, but we'll get there. So let's jump in, and it's creating the map. Good, so this is what we start off with. So welcome to Space Haven. Hello, Spacefarer, and welcome to Space Haven. Oh, let me just pause this really quickly. Following the upcoming blue objective notifications can be guided through all the basic steps of assembling a working ship. Your crew will follow the schedule, and the icon above their head will tell you whether they're currently working, sleeping, or taking some free time to look after themselves. All 3 are necessary, so let them work at their own pace, and you will see your ship come to life. If finding yourself struggling with resources at first, don't be afraid to start a new game and modify your starting resources via the game customization menu. Yep, a sandbox mode is also available. So we're going to say close. So our current is welcome to Space Haven, which we've just read. So this is what we start off with. We start off with basically just a square with, we've got a airlock here, we've got a shuttle here, and then we've got pod hangars here. I think we've got 2 builders. This is a builder. This one is also a builder, and so this one is the miner, I believe. Yep, miner. Gib-Or is the name. So we start off with, on a map that looks like this, we've got some mining opportunities here. We've also got an unexplored kind of derelict area. These can be very dangerous, even in the starting area. So what I'm going to want to do is have all of my people go over there at the same time, I think, but we'll get to that in a minute. First things first, we're going to need to start doing things. When I unpause, we're going to get some more objectives. And basically what we need to do is we need to transform this square into a ship. The other option would be to just build a new ship, and then we can probably deconstruct this square. However, either works. Either is fine. All of our resources are already here, so it might just be easier to convert this. You can move things around. For example, this airlock is not... So, for example, this airlock can move once you have engines. Those can eventually be moved around. The one exception is actually this airlock. You need a second airlock before you can move this first one. So what we need to do now is, I think I'm going to plan a bit of our ship. So if we go into the build menu, we can say edit, build hull, and this is what we have. So this is the area we have to build in. We can actually, I will just show you this. So we have a 4x4 area. We can actually expand that. But we won't be able to do it right now. So we can pick different types of canvases, for example, and we can get up to a 2x3, which is 6 points. I don't think we can do 3x3, which is 9 points. You only have up to 8 in total. So, for example, if we were to do this, this is 6 and this is 4. So we couldn't build this new ship, I think. Yep, -2 ship points there. But what we can do is that when we jump from system to system, which I will do once we've cleared this system, is that we can actually change our ship canvas size. We can increase it if we want. So I will probably increase this to then be about this size. But for right now, we're going to say exit. So this hull, I think what I'd like to do... So the hull geometry does not really affect the flight of your ship at all. The ships don't really move in this game, so this placement in our sector, this is where we'll be the entire time we're in our sector. If we want to move within the sector, we'd actually have to jump out and jump back in. So ship geometry actually does not matter at all at the moment as of the current build, which is Alpha 20. However, I think I am going to make it look somewhat ship-like. So what I'd like to do, I'm going to turn on mirror mode. That way we can have a geometrically equal ship. So the one thing we actually do need to worry about when we build hull is a weight restriction. So the more, or sorry, not weight, mass. So the more mass we have, the more engines we need to support this mass. But otherwise, there aren't that many considerations. So I'm thinking, what if we build kind of a bridge area at the front of our ship? And it'll be about, I don't know, 2/3 of what I've just put here. And then I'm thinking, should we do longer and thin? That might be a good idea. I'm going to build a bit of a hull back here as well. And this is where our engines are going to be for right now. We will eventually increase our canvas size and expand, but at the moment, I think this will be good enough. So that's going to use something called hull blocks. So whenever you're building things, you use blocks. And let me actually make this bigger. And so we have this is our resources on our inventory, and here are a bunch of blocks. So first thing I'm going to do, because I happen to know what we need to do for the first step, is to build a tools facility. It costs an infra block and a tech block. And that helps us build tools, which we can then use to build things like walls. So certain like basic constructions don't actually need blocks or anything, because blocks can be expensive and difficult to get. They use tools. Yeah. So we're going to do that. Also going to speed up the game. But I'll keep it on pause for right now. So you are working in a spacesuit, carrying to facility. So yeah, we need to build this tools facility. So let's do that. So they are carrying items over here to start the building. Something else that I'm going to do while we're here is let's mine these things. So energium, or energium, I'm not really sure how you pronounce that, but this is our energy. So we consume this to create energy. This is ice. We will make water from that. And here is hyperium. So this will go into our hyperdrive engines, hence the name Hyperion. So let's go back here, and we can already see that we are building, we're building this extension to our hull, and we're building this one as well. That's good. So now we need to create optimal gas conditions. We need an oxygen generator and a gas scrubber. So all of that is also in the game as well. You need to worry about your oxygen, which uses some water. Let's put that here for now. And we need a gas scrubber, and this is to help with our carbon dioxide. We'll put that there for now. We won't need to worry about those for a while, fortunately. One oxygen generator, and it does a good amount. The scrubber, we'll probably build some more of those, because those do help us with hazardous gases and smoke. So for example, if you have like a fire that goes on, then you would need scrubbers to take care of the resulting smoke. So we'll probably have a couple of those, maybe even soon, but the oxygen generator will just be one for a while. So we've also, now we need to build a thermoregulator, and there's also a wall version of that. So we've already got one here. This is a thermoregulator here. It's currently setting the temperature to be 22 degrees centigrade. But we need to build another one, basically. So what I'm going to do, let's build a wall. Let's build the wall one, because it doesn't take up... Well, it actually still does take up the ground space. So this yellow square in front of it, it needs to be kept free. Or it needs to be... that's like where you would access... When these things start breaking down, you would need to be able to repair those, and that's where you do it. For now, let's put you up here. I'm definitely going to be moving a lot of things around because, well, this area especially at the moment is not optimal. We need something better, I think, in terms of placement. So we'll definitely be doing that. The one thing we do need to worry about when expanding our hull is worrying about these hull block parts. Fortunately, like, for now, I've realized that, and so I haven't expanded any farther than we have to. However, that's something we should keep in mind. So now we need a place to sleep and a toilet for our crew. So if I go to facility, we've got a toilet here. Let's go like that. And then I'm going to build a wall around it. Let's go like that and put a door in. We'll also need... is it furniture? Yep. I'm going to put a light in as well, so that people can actually see where they're going when they go to the toilet. And then for right now, I'm just going to build a very basic bedroom for 4 people. And if we say wall, let's just give you a wall there and a door here. So we can't put it here, for example. We could replace these wall sections with the door directly, but that red box that's on the right side of the door shows that there's something there. So we need to have both of those free. So let's put it there, which is why I left a space in the middle. And let's just let it run and build that. So we are going to need to add engines here. That's a big thing. That will be one of our requirements as well. And we're going to have to add like things like a kitchen and life support systems for our crew. We're also going to need a bridge section, so we will do that. So while we're waiting for this to build, let's do a small tour of the ship. So we've got kind of our, let's say our cargo bay slash shuttle bay at the moment. Oh, so now we need to build the kitchen. So we've also got a computer core right here. We've got a power generator here. We've got a light and the thermal regulator there. This is now our bedroom, living areas, and then this will be our bridge. However, we now need to build a kitchen, and I'm actually thinking, let's expand. We can continue expanding. There's no reason not to. So I'm thinking, where would be a good idea to expand? What kind of shape do we want? I haven't planned out any of this in advance. What if we kind of built wings off of the bridge area? So let's finish building the bridge. I'm then going to kind of skip this objective just a little bit, because for right now, what they can do is they can just eat. We've got some pre-made meals. Here we've got some space food. So they can eat that for a little bit. We don't need a kitchen to make those yet, so let's not worry about that immediately. So what I'd like to do, I'm going to plan the bridge, and then I'm going to expand from there, because then we'll actually be able to see what we need to do in order to expand. And like how many hull blocks we have, and that sort of up-to-date information. So, yep, so they've used the toilet. Let's also duplicate you and go like that. So eventually what we will want is to have individual bedrooms, because I think they interrupt each other. If somebody moves in the middle of the night, then the others don't sleep well. So having a barrack style is less desirable than having individual bedrooms, but we simply don't have the space for individual bedrooms at the moment. So this is almost done building. So I'm thinking the first thing I'm going to want to do is, I mean, we've got a computer core. It would be better, though, if we had a better computer core. This one is only giving us 10 system points, and we're going to need... So certain buildings and things, for example, the power generator, need system points. So I'm thinking, let's expand. So if we go to our system, we've got... For example, this system core here, we've got a slightly larger one, and then we've got this huge one that unfortunately we cannot use yet. Let's go for the system core 2, and I'll put you there. So that should be built next, I think. Yep, everyone's taking the blocks over. Perfect. And that will be the next thing to be built. And then what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to dismantle you and have a second core over here, because these ones only take 2 each. So then we'll have 2 cores, and we've got yeah, 24 system points available, so that should be about 48, I believe. So as I said, we're going to need to move this. I'm already going to have to move you. Let's move you up here already, because these are in a destructive environment. The temperature is way too low. And what that means is they'll start taking damage, and we definitely don't want that. We need an atmosphere up here. So I'm going to build a bridge as well, so that way we can have a nice defined bridge area. And actually, what I'm thinking, we need... Maybe let's expand this hull a little bit more. Let's just fill this in, like so. Because we need to add in a bridge. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to put it at the front of the ship, so it looks like we're flying directly. We could also put in like windows and things into our hull. And we'll have our, yeah, stuff in the very front. But something else that we need to do, or something else that we need to worry about, I guess you could say, is placing down these consoles. And these consoles are large. And we're going to eventually have 4 of them once we go through our research and things. So we've got this derelict here as well that we also need to do some exploring of. It might actually be a good idea first to arm our crew. So if we go to our inventory, we can see that we can arm them. And something that I would like to do is actually to give you weapons. So if we actually go to our loadout here, we can then assign primary weapons, secondary weapons, attachments of different kinds, excuse me, all of those different things. So we've got 2 shotguns and we've got 4 pistols. So I'll give everyone a pistol. And I'm going to copy these settings. And then you're also going to get a shotgun. So you have to have a specific skill. You have to have weapons level 3 to use a shotgun. So we'll give you a shotgun because not everyone will be able to use it. So we'll paste the settings because everyone can use a pistol from nothing. You could also use a shotgun. Can you also use a shotgun? Oh, we've got several people. Can everyone use a shotgun? Hold on. Skills. Weapons 3. Weapons 5. Weapons 3 and weapons 3. So actually, so everyone can use a shotgun. I think this is the first time that I've ever tried to play with a... Yeah, where everyone can have a shotgun. So, let's paste you, and you were... Riley was weapons level 5. Yeah, perfect. So when they wake up, at some point soon thereafter, they will go and they will arm themselves. So we'll suddenly lose all of these guns from our inventory, but that's because our people have them, so that's fine. Okay, so I'm just thinking, so if we put let's do our consoles, do one there, let's do our navigation console here. I think that should be enough to go across the bridge and be fine there. I will leave a little bit of room, but I'm just wondering where I should build our wall to wall off the bridge. So I'm thinking if we go... We need a bit of space, so we can't build here because they need to be able to access it. I would also like to add in... We can add in things like turrets. So I'm actually going to give us quite a large... For this game, at least, quite a large amount of space here. I'm also going to add in some doors. So let's add a door there and a door... Actually, yeah, hold on, let's cancel you. And say, build this door there. So we will copy you and add in the wall. And then we can put some windows here. Yeah, so let's cancel these. I'm just pressing the delete button. Wall window. Yeah, we can put a window between those doors as well. So eventually they will build... oh, we need to... Oh, hold on. You know what? Let's cancel and cancel. Yeah, because I forgot we were expanding this wall as well. And you know what? I'm going to dismantle these for right now. Oh, they've already been built. Oh, you know what? Okay, let's cancel the dismantle. Let's just leave them there, and then we will move them as needed. So let's duplicate you and put you there. We also want the wall duplicated there. So where can I put my windows? I kind of like having a wall of windows right in the middle, but there is no middle at the moment. I see. Okay. Let's move you there. And we can do our wall of windows. I guess it won't be symmetrical, but that's fine. Oh, actually, I just realized the reason it's not symmetrical. You move there. I need to leave 2. I'm going to leave 2 blocks over on this side, because, for example, when we go and build our point defense turrets, for example, that's a size of 2, and I don't want it to be... I can't build it in front of a door. So I'll probably put one there, and I'll probably put one over there, and that will have... We'll have some point defense for the front of our ship. So, let's go back to our objectives. We need to focus on those. So if we say kitchen, we need an algae dispenser as well. So I'm thinking we need to build some more hull. And I'm going to turn off... I wonder if we could build like a wings to our ship. We could do, however, we don't have the hull to do both of them at the moment. So I'm going to turn off the mirror mode. And we're just going to do this side for right now. Yeah, let's do that. And then they're going to build that. Yeah, perfect. So something else. I think actually after the next sleep cycle, because we're almost there. So this line here tells us when we're going to sleep, or when the day is going to start changing. Yeah, so now we've moved on to kind of a relaxation time, and then they'll all go to sleep. This relaxation is kind of do anything you want, de-stress from the day, and we are going to, yeah, and then go to sleep as well afterwards. Once we have a kitchen and entertainment systems and things, that's where they'll hang out, but at the moment they just kind of chat to each other and hope for the best, I guess. So, while we're waiting for them to wake up... Oh, they are awake now. So, what we're going to do... no, let's continue building. I will visit the Derelict tomorrow, quote-unquote, in game terms. So, while we're waiting them to finish building this stuff, we've got 2 people not doing anything. I'm actually just wondering, we need to build, like, bedrooms as well. I think I'm going to put the kitchen and bedrooms down this side. But I'm just thinking, do I actually have enough? So we need 2 spaces for bed. We need 1 space. So if we go into, for example, our furniture, we can put a bedside table next to the bed. So we'll need 1 more space there. And then we need like a light or something. And then for decorations, we can put a lot of these on the walls. Things like that. Or a green wall, for example. Those haven't been built yet, which is why it's not green yet. But is this going to be enough room? Or should I expand it a little bit up here as well? You know what? Let's add in... Let's cancel you. Let's build our hull a little bit more like that as well. Yeah, perfect. So then if we say duplicate... So if I put the door here, and do the same thing there, I'm basically just going to make modular bedrooms. And we're going to need, I think, at least 4 of them. So we've got 4 crew at the moment. So one thing that I don't know if it hasn't been implemented yet, because this game is still in early access, or whether it's not planned, but people don't have their own bedrooms. They just kind of sleep wherever they want. So as long as we don't have everybody sleeping at the same time, we don't actually have to worry about... Oh, hold on. How far out are we building? Oh yeah, this can be like our kitchen area. That's fine. So we're going to need... let's put a door here, and that will be... This will mark where our kitchen is going to be. Yep, so that's where people will enter. And now I need to start building our kitchen stuff. So we need a kitchen unit, I guess, and an algae dispenser. We don't actually need the algae dispenser, but it's possible to have. So if we go to food, so algae dispenser, we'd need water and biomass, and that creates space food. Or we can have a kitchen, which works much better, and people are much happier. Yeah, they prefer processed food to space. Oh no, that's also called processed food. You know what, maybe we should just build both. Yeah, you know what, let's do that. Let's build both. Algae dispenser, yeah, we can build you now. And then I'm going to move these beds to their new locations, or to their new bedrooms. Go like that. Let's move you as well. And then we can say move the light. I'm going to duplicate you there, there, and there. Yeah, perfect for right now. That's fine. And what we could also do, we don't need to do it right now, but you know what? It only costs tools. We can add whole windows so people can actually see outside of their bedrooms. And I think I will add a large one kind of here in the living dining room area. Once that's fully built, of course. Like right now. So let's add a whole window. Oh, why can we... Oh yeah, it just hadn't finished. So that's that. You're not great for temperature. So what we need to do... I'll get to the hull stabilizer in a minute. Let's add in a new life support wall thermal regulator and add you in. So something else I'd like to do, let's add in under furniture, we can get our tables. So let's add in, yeah, let's add in this table like so. For right now, I think that's fine. And then add in some chairs so people can actually sit down to eat. They love being able to sit down to eat, which I think is a good idea. And let's add in... We don't have any light in this room at all. So, sorry, objects, furniture. Let's go for an in-floor light so you can walk over it. Let's go like that. Oh, and you're sleeping on the ground because we've moved the bed but haven't built it yet. Yeah, so in this game at the moment, unlike something like RimWorld where you often kind of quote-unquote deconstruct and reconstruct, but the building itself doesn't change, here, whenever you deconstruct a building, it's broken down into its base components. So, for example, back into a furniture block, or 2 furniture blocks, soft blocks, which are used to build things like furniture, and then it has to be rebuilt at another location. So it's actually deconstruction down to its base components, and then reconstruction. Yeah, so kind of an interesting system. Rather than just, I don't know, dragging the bed down the corridor, for example. Okay, so that should be... That will eventually get this temperature up to where it should be. Yeah, so currently at -3, now at 4 degrees. Yeah, now it's fine. And now everyone is moving things, but also they've put things into our kitchen, for example, for it to start making meals. And then, yeah, that one will eventually... They will add things to there as well. So, I'm thinking, we've finished with this. You know what, let's look at our engines, because I need to figure out spacing, basically. So, actually, you know what, we're going to need to build more hull, because if we go like this, we have to load in our energy from the left side, the closer side of the engine, and if we build it like this, all of this area here becomes completely inaccessible and we can't even get to that side. So you know what, we need to expand our hull. Let's go by maybe 3. We'll take 4 blocks, we've got 6 left, that's absolutely fine, let's do it. So they will build that. Okay, while we're waiting, we can build that hull stabilizer. So this keeps our hull intact while we jump, while we do these hyper jumps, and that's here. For right now, I'm going to put you here. I'm going to be moving a lot of this stuff around, but this is going to take time. So for example, critical resources low or low on hull blocks. That's actually fine, because what we can do is we can break down this derelict here into something that's usable. And there will be hull blocks and things that we can use. So now we need to establish water security. We need water collector and a water purifier. So the water collector will take it out of the air. Ooh, if facility. No, I always forget where this one is. Life support. No, resource. So water purifier, water collector takes it from the air. The water purifier takes ice, basically. So for right now, we'll put you there and there. That way we can build that. Oh, everyone's going to kind of relax and do their thing. So I think it's now time to go and take a look at that derelict, because that would be something interesting. So what we'll do is we'll let them sleep. And then once they wake up, which is this line here, I believe, or maybe that's when they start working again. Then what we will do is we will draft them so we can control them directly down here, and then send them over to the derelict and see what we can find there. Could be very bad. There could be aliens aboard, like parasitic aliens that want to try and kill us, eat us, all of that kind of stuff. There could be like rogue robots aboard, or there could be absolutely nothing. Okay, So we are drafted, and what we want to do is send our shuttle. So I'm going to click our shuttle, which has also been drafted. And we're going to go over here and look at this derelict. So we need to have it dock. So let's set it over here to dock. So this is our shuttle. And now we can tell our people to exit the vehicle. Okay, so we're starting off in a smaller area. Let's select these people and have you move around. So there's some... So just about everything we have here, we can break down, fortunately, into various tech blocks or things. And we'll be able to salvage a lot of this derelict. So I'm going to move you over here. And while everyone else is looking out, I'm going to have one of you search this. Yeah, oh, so we've got rogue robots on this derelict. Okay, so Rosie has been injured slightly. Now let's move over here and see if we can... Oh, there's another robot coming. Let's let it... Okay, it's not going to come in, I don't think. Let's move like this. So what we need to do for this derelict is we need to actually explore the entire thing. That is kind of the ultimate goal. Let's move here. We need to watch out for that robot. So there's, for example, there's already some blocks here that we can scavenge and salvage. There's a medical facility. So every time we come across something that we haven't researched yet, we will get a boost to our own research. So that will be useful. However, there is... Let's move closer. Boom. So we can blow it away like that. Oh, there is something here. Let's have a look. Pick up. What? Oh, there's a slave collar. Okay, so this is probably a ship from the Slavers Guild that was here. Let's continue our exploration. Let's go over here. Yeah, there's not much... we can search this. Let's have everyone move there. And then one of you will search that. Oh, nothing found. Okay. So let's have everyone move there. Oh, why are you asleep? I don't know what that's... Oh, you're trying to... This should be overridden. Hold on. All of you, let's undraft and redraft. Yeah, okay. I don't know why they tried to go to sleep. However, you might have noticed generally we have 3 bars here. We've got the red one, which is our health. We've got the yellow one, which I believe is like stamina. And then we've got the bottom one, which is oxygen, and the oxygen is nearly out. So what we're going to do is we are going to replenish our oxygen from the ship. Our ship has 9,980 oxygen, and we need to basically replenish there so we can continue exploring without suffocating. So let's have you move over here, and I think we're just about finished. Let's move up here and move into this compartment here. Okay. So it looks like we've explored just about everything. However, it still is saying it's derelict. And I think it's a little bit of a bug, because the reason is that we haven't fully explored this place. Even though we've been into every single room, there's some black stuff on the outside. So we need to kind of move and make sure that we explore the entire area as well. On ships, we won't have this problem. Let's go over here. This is a huge jump. Yep, but this is what should happen. So new salvage available. So we're going to undraft all of our people now, and we're going to start salvaging this ship. So salvage operations, click this notification for instructions. So when we go here, we see this menu open up. So we've got a bunch of things we can salvage: scrap, soft scrap, infra scrap, tech scrap, energy scrap, and hull scrap. As scrap, there's nothing we can do with it, but we can process it and refine it into hull blocks, infra blocks, tech blocks, energy blocks, and soft blocks, which is for furniture. Sorry, hull, infra, tech, energy, and soft blocks come from their corresponding scraps. So we'll do that. However, there's also some items, some that we found, for example, like the slave collar, and other things that were just lying around. I'm going to select everything but the slave collar and move it over to our ship. The reason I'm not selecting the slave collar is because it's contraband in the Military Alliance and the Android Collective. And if we're found with it, it will harm our relations with those, and I don't want to harm our relations yet. I also see in space, we've got an item floating around, so I'm going to have it have our people collect that as well. Okay, so all of our people, I think they should be on their nighttime cycle. They should be asleep. So that's where they're going. What are you doing? You don't want to sleep? No. Oh, it's work time. Yeah, okay, so that's fine, I guess. Yeah, so this yellow bar, sorry, not stamina. It is kind of stamina, but it is our sleep gauge. So the farther to the left the yellow is here, the more tired our people are. So we've got these nodes. So we've got an energy grid, and in general, everything uses low energy or low capacity power. However, there are certain things, like for example our engines, that need high capacity power in order to be able to run. So we can build some engines, for example. So let's build Hyperium drive, and this will help us with 900 mass. So we're at 2.4k. So we need to build a couple of these. So 9, 18, 27. Yeah, so we need at least 3 just to get this mass moving. So we'll have to do that. And all of these need power. So what I'm also going to do is go to power, but rather than build the small node, I'm going to build the large node because it costs the same. It does use an extra system point, but we've got tons of those at the moment, and it gives us a much larger... So this is the small node and its area, and then this is the large power node and the area that it gives us to work with, which is much larger. So we're going to do that. And it's going to build... and let's make you high priority, because if we don't have you, these things won't be able to charge, basically. So what I'd also like to do is, under resources, transform ice into purified water. Oh, I forgot to set... This needs... let's move that slightly, so it will also be on the high-powered node, like so. And we need to actually set a refining job for this one. So let's do continuous refining of ice. So we've got 6 ice in total, and for every 0.2 ice we have, we will create 1 water. And it looks like we have 32 currently. So we'll just take all of our ice and convert it into water. I don't think there's any other use for ice, so there's no point in keeping that kind of unrefined resource. Perfect, so we can now build the recycler as well to turn all of the scrap that we're finding into things that we can actually use. I'd like to put it about here, so that way we don't have to move very much. So I'm going to move you. Oh, you know, you will move there. And then resource recycler, we will put the recycler there. Because this also needs to have high capacity power, and yeah, that will be within this green square, which we can move actually. So it's not as though it's absolutely fixed. But for right now, we will just do that. So we've got the first of our engines built. We now need the second one. We need some hull blocks for that. And this one also needs hull blocks as well. So everyone's asleep right now, which is why nobody's up and around and moving. But now we are hanging around this area and then moving over here. So while we build all of those, just to go over some of the options we see here, we've got our core points. This is to actually build these computer cores. We've used all of them that we have for the moment. We've got system points to build things. That includes things like engines. If you mouse over it, it will actually tell you what is using these points and how many. We've got our mass, and it's currently red because we do not have enough engines to support that mass. Over here, we've got the number of people currently on board. So, for example, Anastasia is over here. So she's not on board, which is why it says 3. We've got our mood. We've got the number of credits we have, kind of the money of the game. We've got the amount of energium left to power our ship and how many days we can power it. So 54 days. How much oxygen we have. We've got enough for 42 days. Which actually we have more than that because we have water, which is where it comes from. And we have enough food for 69 days and enough building tools 410. I think to put that into context, a wall takes 25. Yeah, so that's that. So we need to build this recycler now. Let's make you high priority. Yep, perfect. So now let's add in this recycler here. And that will then be built, and we can start refining some of this scrap that we've been bringing aboard. So for example, here's hull scrap that we found from our derelict. So let's go here and say add to recycle. We're just going to continuously recycle everything. At the moment, navigation console and 2 Hyperium hyperdrives. We actually need 3 because of how much we've built. So we need to do hull scrap as well, energy scrap, and tech scrap. Critical resources low, that's the hull blocks. Yep, that's absolutely fine. It's because we're using them in things. 2 hyperdrives and the navigation console. We built the navigation console earlier. That's this one on our bridge. That's what we need to actually jump. And we've now got the 2 drives. We will need a 3rd one in order to be able to move our ship safely. And now we need a medicine cabinet. Let's go to, I think it's under facility. Yeah, medical cabinet. I'm just going to put that here for now. We will have a dedicated medical facility, but we don't have any medical bays. We don't know anything about that. We need to do the research for that first. And we will need to build research facilities. So if we go to our, where is it? Facility? Yeah, research lab. So for example, here, we can't build it here because there's not enough room. Research workbench, we could build that there. However, I'm thinking, what should I'm still wondering what the layout of our ship should be. So if, I think, no, I'm going to leave that for now. We will come back to the actual layout of our ship, but let's build that medical cabinet first. And we'll finish salvaging this base, which there's not that much left. We need to tear down all the walls. We need to tear down all of these things. What is that? This is... doesn't actually say what it is. But I know this is a medical facility. It's just, I think it's just the orientation. I can't see it. So, enable communications and point defense systems. So we've got this operations console, so we do need some point defense systems now. I'm going to build 2 of you, 1 there and 1 there, and those are operated from our operations console, which also allows us to communicate with other ships and star bases and things that are currently manned. However, we definitely need more resources for that. We need more tech blocks, which are incoming. Hopefully, yeah, we've got, for example, scrap here, and we've got, so here, for example, 1 scrap is 0.1 steel plates, for example, or 1 scrap is half of a soft block. So we need multiple scrap in order to be able to do anything. For example, we need 4 hull scrap to make 1 hull block. We're going to have a lot of hull scrap, fortunately, because of this derelict here, but it's going to take time to turn it into a hull block. So it will take time to build some of these. So I think while we're waiting, I'm kind of wondering about the ship. So I'm thinking I want to make the ship kind of longer. But something else that we need to take into consideration is that kind of our airlock and our storage needs to be close to each other, because every time we bring something from off ship, it's deposited at the airlock, and then it needs to be taken to storage or wherever it's going to be used. So I'm thinking, we've got this wing, and I'm thinking, let's make this residential. What if I added another wing here and made this kind of our cargo section? And it doesn't, our pods don't actually have to be there, because our pods, we never worry about the items that we bring being near the pods or near the shuttle. We just need the airlock close to our storage. And in fact, that might not be a bad idea to then put our production stuff over here as well, now I'm thinking about it. Because everything we bring off, like these tech blocks, will need to be close to things like the recycler. So that will be probably a longer term goal, I'm thinking, is to build kind of maybe this wing, but over here. Put a airlock on the end of it, so we can be boarded as well through hostile boarding, and I don't... If they come in through the airlock, which is the most likely place, I don't want them to have a straight shot into critical areas where people are, for example. So I'm thinking it might not be a bad idea to... yeah, keep our... where people live and all of that over here, and then put... ooh, incoming ship. And then put our cargo and our production capacity over on this side. Not a bad idea. However, two things. These need a power node, so I'm going to need to build another power node. Let's put you here, and that will definitely cover those two. And in fact, I might be able to use the same... actually, you know what? Let's move you here. And I might be able to use this power node for in the future for our production stuff if we put it over here as well. Yeah, perfect. So I don't think we are currently building anything or doing anything. We are doing blocks and things. But to be honest, there's no... oh, hold on. We're not quite finished with our salvage. We still have some infra scrap and some hull scrap that we can get. Transfer... oh, let's move you as well. But I think that's basically it. So we're going to strip this down for parts. What we could do is we could talk to this ship. So it's calling us. You know what? Let's talk with the civilians. So, hello, hey there, fellow spacefarer. We're running low on some resources. Would you be able to help us? 3 steel plates. We have tons, not that we can see it, but we have lots of steel plates at the moment. So I'm going to accept and get some money for it and increase in our relations. And we're currently at -8, so increase in relations would be much better. So gifted 3 plates. We appreciate your kind gesture and goodbye. So we now we now will load our airlock with those things that they want. Well, once we wake up, and then we will do an exchange. So they have a shuttle that looks just like this that will come over, and that will be that basically, and then we will get our credits. So it's not instantaneous. We do actually have to have it. Yep, there. So we load the plates. Typically, if we were to trade something with them, their shuttle would send the goods that we bought back to us, and then yeah, and that's how trading kind of works in the game. So I'm thinking, let's continue. We're almost done breaking down, and then once we've broken down the rest of this derelict, there's nothing for us here. We can convert the scrap at any time. It doesn't have to be done in system. We can just convert it in another place. Let's go. So what's happening here? Oh, you broke, which is why these are now in a destructive temperature. That should now be changing. So we're at 3. Yeah, and that, as you can kind of see, that temperature is moving. So these will soon be fine for temperature as they are now. Perfect. So, so the ship has left the system. It looks like we've also finished our salvage. I know that because there's no icon below it anymore. And all of these say none, and transfer. I don't really want the slave collar. So what we're going to do is we are going to power up. We're going to jump to the next system. So we can jump kind of as far as we want, really, but it just takes time and Hyperium. So if you remember that green, where is it? This green one. Every jump or every leg of a jump takes Hyperium to complete. But I think we're just going to jump next to... yeah, we're just going to jump to the next system. It's got a farming station there, so if we needed food, we could buy food there. They've got some ores that we can start mining, and they've got chemicals and ice and things, and a derelict here. So I think I am going to prepare for a hyper jump. So I'm going to set that as our target, and it opens up this menu, although we could have gone to it a different way. And I'm going to prepare our ship to jump. So that looks like this, and in a kind of, as it's sped up, we can see our engines cycling up. We can see that here. So we're now ready to jump. and we can now say jump whenever we are ready. However, when you are charging your engines, things like your pods and your shuttles, you can see the use is restricted. So we couldn't, for example, go into a system and then automatically have it cycle up, so we can jump out at a moment's notice. That doesn't quite work. However, we are going to jump. And we are moving to the next system. So something that has been added to this new update is this Search for Eden storyline, but I'm going to leave that for the next episode. So I do really hope that you've enjoyed this one. If so, definitely please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time for an episode of Jamie Plays. Bye for now.